As he mopped the hospital corridors, no one knew that 15 years ago in Afghanistan, he had single-handedly saved 12 wounded soldiers, until that terrible night arrived and the doctor saw his arm and froze. Welcome to Everyday Legends. Before we dive into this powerful story, tell us in the comments which city you're watching from today. And if you believe stories like this deserve to be heard, hit that subscribe button. These stories matter. The corridors of Walter Reed Military Hospital were silent at 5:30 a.m. Under the fluorescent lights, only the echo of footsteps could be heard. Those footsteps belonged to Marcus Chen, a man in his 50s, medium height, always wearing the same navy blue work coveralls. In one hand, a plastic bucket, in the other, a damp mop. For 5 years, Marcus had been cleaning these corridors. Every morning, same time, same routine. Third floor first, then second, finally the emergency room. Never complained, never arrived late, never talked much to anyone. To the hospital staff, he was just background noise, someone they called the maintenance guy. Most didn't even know his name. Some called him Marcus, others just nodded hello. Most didn't notice him at all. But Marcus's story ran much deeper than hospital corridors. Dr. Sarah Mitchell, cardiovascular surgeon, had arrived early that morning as usual. Walking to the operating room, she saw Marcus. The man was quietly mopping the floor, head down, eyes focused on his work. "Morning, Marcus," Dr. Mitchell said as she passed. Marcus looked up, smiled slightly. "Morning, doctor. You're early." "Big surgery today, doctor," Mitchell replied. "You're early as always, too." Marcus shrugged. "Work to do," Dr. Mitchell continued on. This conversation repeated every morning, short, polite, without depth. But this morning was different. No one knew it yet. Around 2 p.m., the first ambulance arrived at the hospital. There had been an explosion on a military aircraft returning from Afghanistan. 6 wounded soldiers were coming in. Marcus was working on the second floor at the time. He heard the sirens, noticed the commotion, but continued his work. Drama was part of daily life at this hospital. Chaos reigned in the emergency room. Dr. Mitchell and her team were preparing. When the wounded arrived, the severity of the situation became clear. 2 critical, 4 moderate, only 1 minor injury. "Start triage," shouted Chief of Staff Dr. Rodriguez. "Most critical first." Marcus could hear the events from the 3rd floor, but he kept working. This wasn't his job. He just cleaned corridors. At 4:45 p.m., the shockwave hit. "Second wave incoming," someone shouted. "Another explosion. 8 more wounded coming in." The hospital didn't have enough staff. Some doctors were in surgery, others were handling other cases. Dr. Mitchell rushed to the emergency room, but the manpower was insufficient. Marcus put down his mop. He could see from the window at the end of the corridor. Ambulances were arriving one after another. Screams, commands, blood. And suddenly, he saw him. The young soldier on the stretcher, maybe 20 years old, in shock, about to pass out from blood loss. Blood was spurting from his right leg. Marcus's hand began to tremble. Not 15 years, not hospital corridors. Suddenly, he was back in Afghanistan. That terrible night in Helmand. 12 wounded soldiers, 1 helicopter, under enemy fire. "Is there no doctor?" a nurse was screaming. "This kid is dying." Dr. Mitchell was trying to stabilize another patient. Dr. Rodriguez was in surgery. The young soldier was alone. Marcus dropped his mop. He walked slowly toward the emergency room, washed his hands, put on latex gloves. No one noticed him. He came to the young soldier's side, checked the wound. The femoral artery had been severed. Minutes mattered. "Need a tourniquet," he muttered to himself. The nurse looked at him in shock. You're the maintenance guy." Marcus didn't look at her. He began pressing the wound with the cloth in his hand. "Get me a tourniquet. Now." There was a tone in his voice, authority, certainty, command. The nurse froze. She could tell this voice didn't belong to hospital corridors. "Tourniquet!" Marcus repeated, harder. The nurse ran to get the tourniquet. Marcus took it, began applying it to the soldier's leg. His hands worked fast and precise, as if he'd done this thousands of times. "Blood pressure continues to drop," another nurse shouted. "Start an IV line," Marcus said. "Need O-positive blood, 3 units." "Who are you?" the nurse asked. Marcus didn't look up. Put him in shock position. Elevate the legs. The soldier was losing consciousness. Marcus looked at his face. Maybe 19 years old, just like the kids in Afghanistan. "Stay with me, son," he whispered. "Stay with me." Meanwhile, Dr. Mitchell had managed to stabilize the other patient and turned around. When she saw Marcus there, she was shocked. "Marcus? What are you doing?" Marcus looked at her. In his eyes was the fire from 15 years ago. "Saving him." Dr. Mitchell approached. The tourniquet Marcus had applied was perfect. The bleeding had stopped. The soldier's vital signs were beginning to stabilize. How do you know this?" Marcus didn't answer. He was checking the soldier's pulse. "Get him to the OR. He needs vascular repair." "Marcus," Dr. Mitchell insisted, "answer me." Marcus removed his gloves. His job was done. The young soldier was safe now. He turned and looked at Dr. Mitchell. For the first time, there was something in his eyes: fatigue, heavy memories, and very deep pain. "I was a soldier once," he said slowly. Dr. Mitchell was trying to understand. "Which unit?" Marcus hesitated, then rolled up his sleeve. That's when Dr. Mitchell saw it, faded, almost erased, but unmistakable. Purple Heart, not a metal tattoo, just the symbol. Very old, very faded, as if for years no one had wanted to touch it. Dr. Mitchell's breath caught. You have a Purple Heart." Marcus immediately pulled down his sleeve. "Used to." "Marcus," Dr. Mitchell said, lowering her voice, "where did you get it?" Marcus didn't look at her. "Afghanistan, Helmand Province, 2008. "What happened?" Marcus was silent for a long time. Then, very slowly, very quietly, he began to speak. "Helicopter went down, 12 wounded, under enemy fire. Help was supposed to come but couldn't. We waited all night." He paused. His eyes were lost in the distance. 12 kids, all 18 to 20 years old, dying from blood loss. I had some medical knowledge, had taken combat medic training. Dr. Mitchell waited. Marcus continued. "I kept them alive all night, one by one, used whatever I had, shirt pieces, belts, socks, made tourniquets, stopped bleeding, kept them breathing." His voice began to crack. "All 12 lived until morning. All 12 were rescued. All of them went home to their families." Dr. Mitchell was beginning to understand. You saved 12 soldiers by yourself." Marcus just nodded. "What about you?" "How were you wounded?" Marcus indicated his arm. "Shrapnel, 3 pieces, one very close to the heart. I was going to die, but the others were worse. I could wait." Dr. Mitchell's eyes filled with tears. This man, facing death himself, had saved 12 other people, putting himself last. "Marcus," she said, catching her breath, "you're a hero." Marcus shook his head. "No, I'm not. I just did what I had to do." At that moment, another voice was heard, footsteps coming from the end of the corridor, and a voice. "Excuse me, is there a doctor here?" They turned. An older man was approaching, in his 60s, military bearing, a small group with him. "I'm Colonel Williams," the man said. "I came to check on the condition of our wounded." Dr. Mitchell responded. "They're stable, Colonel. They were very lucky." Colonel Williams looked around. "We heard someone saved a critical patient. Who was it?" Dr. Mitchell looked at Marcus. Marcus shook his head, tried to step back. "This man," Dr. Mitchell said. "Marcus Chen. He saved that young soldier." Colonel Williams turned to Marcus. "Was it you, son?" Marcus bowed his head. "I just helped." "What unit were you with?" 3rd Infantry Division, medic." Colonel Williams approached. "What year?" 2007 to 2009, 2 tours. Helmand Province?" Marcus raised his head. For the first time, he was surprised. "Yes, sir." Colonel Williams smiled. "I was there too, son. 2008. I heard your story." Marcus froze. 12 soldiers, one night, all by yourself." Colonel Williams paused. "You're Marcus Chen, the hero of Helmand." The corridor fell silent. Everyone had stopped and was listening. "Sir, I just nothing," Colonel Williams cut him off. "You saved 12 lives. Those kids are with their families today because of you." Marcus's eyes filled with tears. "What about you?" Colonel Williams asked. "How did you end up here?" Marcus took a deep breath. When I came home, I couldn't adjust. PTSD, alcohol, couldn't find work. Then I came here, found a maintenance job. I just wanted to live quietly. He's been working here for 5 years, Dr. Mitchell said. We never knew. Colonel Williams nodded. Typical. The best soldiers are the quietest ones. He turned to Marcus. Son, you're working in the wrong place here. Sir? You should be a doctor, or at least medical staff. Marcus shook his head. I don't have a degree. I'm too old. We'll handle the degree, Colonel Williams said. You have experience, you have talent. The question is, do you have the will? Dr. Mitchell stepped forward. Colonel, I would personally vouch for this man. What he did today under that pressure, no doctor could have done it. Marcus looked around in confusion. Was this a dream? Colonel Williams continued. Marcus, this hospital has a medical training program, special scholarship for veterans. You could start tomorrow if you want. I don't know. Think about it, Colonel Williams said. But know this, today you saved a life, again, and you still have the ability to do it. That evening, when Marcus returned home, everything was different. Same small apartment, same old furniture. But something inside him had changed. He took out his old military uniforms from the closet. He hadn't touched them in 15 years. Underneath, in a plastic bag, was his Purple Heart medal. He held it in his hand, felt its weight, heavy not just from metal, but from memories. The phone rang. It was Dr. Mitchell. Marcus? It's Sarah. Are you okay? I'm all right. Have you thought about it? Colonel Williams's offer? Marcus looked at the medal. I'm thinking. Marcus, Dr. Mitchell said in a soft voice, what you did today, that wasn't just reflex. You have a natural healer's soul. I can see it. But I'm too old. I'm 50 inches. That doesn't matter at all. You have experience, maturity, and most importantly, you have empathy. Very few doctors have that. Marcus was silent for a long time. Dr. Mitchell? Yes? That kid, today's soldier. How's he? Perfect. Surgery went well. He'll be up tomorrow morning. He asked about you. What did he say? He said you were an angel. That when he was dying, someone held his hand. He heard your voice. That voice gave him hope. Marcus's eyes filled with tears. Marcus? Yes? Will you come tomorrow morning? Just to see him. He really wants to talk to you. Marcus put the medal back in place. I'll come. The next morning when Marcus came to the hospital, everything was the same. Same corridors, same sounds, same smells. But he was no longer the same man. He went to see the young soldier. The kid was awake, his family by his side. Is that you? The soldier asked when he saw Marcus. The man who saved me? Marcus nodded. How are you feeling? I'm alive. Because of you. The soldier's mother stepped forward, an elderly woman, her eyes red from crying. Are you the one who saved my son? She asked, crying. Marcus didn't know what to say. The woman hugged him. Thank you. Thank you. My son is alive because of you. Marcus hugged her back. The ice inside him was beginning to melt. I just helped, he whispered. No, the young soldier said. You're a hero. That day, Marcus officially applied to the medical training program at the hospital, under Colonel Williams's sponsorship, with Dr. Mitchell's reference. 6 months later, at age 51, Marcus Chen began working as a medical assistant, still in the same corridors, but now as a different man. On his first day of work, he took his Purple Heart medal out of the old maintenance closet. He put it in the pocket of his doctor's coat. He wouldn't hide anymore. That day, the first patient to come to the emergency room was a young woman. She'd been in a car accident, scared, alone, in pain. Marcus went to her side, held her hand. Stay with me, he whispered. Everything's going to be okay. I'm here. And this time, these words weren't just healing the past. They were building the future. Years later, Dr. Marcus Chen, he had earned his doctor's degree, had become a legend at the hospital, not just for his medical skills, but for the way he was with patients. He had a story he told every new employee. Heroism doesn't only happen on the battlefield. Sometimes it happens in hospital corridors, sometimes with a mop in your hand, sometimes with surgical scissors. What matters is being there when needed. And this story is still told in the corridors of Walter Reed Military Hospital. Marcus Chen's story. From maintenance worker to doctor. From forgotten to legend. Because real heroes are sometimes found in the most unexpected places. And sometimes it takes a crisis to notice them. Marcus is old now, retired, but there's still a photo hanging on the wall at the hospital. In that photo, a man in maintenance coveralls, holding a mop, but with a warrior's light in his eyes. And underneath, this inscription: Marcus Chen, doctor, hero, friend, always here when needed. Because some people serve quietly, they perform heroism quietly, and they are remembered quietly too. But their silence is more powerful than any speech. Now I ask you, have you ever met someone like Marcus? Someone who appeared ordinary but was extraordinary, who served quietly, who changed lives while no one noticed? Write their names in the comments, share their stories. Because here at Everyday Legends, we don't forget silent heroes. If this story moved you, subscribe and share. Because people like Marcus live everywhere, among us. We need to see them, recognize them, respect them. See you in the next story. And remember, sometimes the greatest heroes are the quiet people holding mops.